Hi, my name's Christina Melly. I teach at Ritenour High School in St. Louis, Missouri, and this video will show you how to get started on Google Classroom. In the last 9 months that I've been experimenting with Google Classroom, what I found is that it has integrated the best parts of Google tools, the best parts of Google Documents, of Google Drive file sharing, and of Google Calendar into one very smooth, very user-friendly package. I've heard some other teachers describe it as something that solves a lot of problems in your life, and it really is true. Google Classroom can help students get around issues of access to files on different computers on different days. They get some solutions for being held accountable for their work. And there's also a lot of assistance and a lot of support for teacher-student feedback. There are many, many ways to communicate here, and they're all so easy. But to get to any of that really good stuff, first we're going to have to set up our very first class. So to do that, we're just going to visit classroom.google.com. When you're visiting this site, you're going to need to make sure that you are signed in with a Google Apps for Education Ready account. Your RitenourSchools.org account does have this permission. It does have this access. So when you get to that website, you're going to see a blank slate ready and clean for you to create your first class. So by clicking the plus up here, I'll choose to create a class. And you'll see that I have a space for a class name and for a class section. I teach 9th grade English, so I'm going to title my first class English 9. But since I do teach it at several different times during the day, and they might be working on different things, I'm going to call my section First Hour. And I click to create that class. It'll take just a moment for that work to be done, but when it comes up, you'll see that the interface is still very clean. It doesn't have a whole lot of buttons for you to click around to get lost on, and it will even give you a tour as you get started. So to click and start that tour, the first thing it's going to show you how to do is how to post to your classroom stream. There are multiple things that you can place here, and they're going to appear in chronological order. So the last thing you posted will always be first on the list unless you choose to move something else up. This is exactly the way that most of our students live their social media lives, whether it's on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, or Twitter, that the newest is first. So this is a nice echo for that. You'll also see that students have a class code that they use to join. Some teachers choose to project this on the board on the day that everyone's trying their classroom. You could also text it to them. You could take a picture and post it to your Instagram if you want them to have access. You really have a lot of options for how they can get in. Again, students will have to be on their Google Apps for Education accounts, so they will need to be logged in to their RitenourSchools.org account. But your class code will uniquely let them join your class. It gives you a little control over who's in and who's out. And finally, if that sounds like a lot of work, you can also add your students' emails and invite them. I prefer to let my students do things that they're capable of doing rather than doing the work for them. But of course, there are some situations and some absent students where this can be really useful. So know that it's a tool that is there. The very, very short tour just gives you what you need to get started when it comes to posting assignments, when it comes to having students join your class, and when it comes to inviting students. So having made my first class, I can always go up to the top menu over here to find it again or to navigate to any other classes. And from now on, when I log in, I will have a display with all of my classes right here. Sadly, it's at 0 students right now, but I know that very soon I'll be adding some students in, and we'll see what other things we can learn about Google Classroom on this great experiment. So once again, my name is Christina Melly. I teach at Ritenour High School, and this is how you get started on Google Classroom. Good luck and happy Googling!